Good evening and welcome to News Express here on Global Television. In the headlines, President Tinubu urges Nigerians to have faith in God to mark Eid celebration. NEC awaits President Tinubu's approval of new tariff. On the foreign scene, UK court rules against deportation of asylum seekers to Rwanda. And in sports, former Nigerian boxer Jeremiah Okorodudu dies aged 65. I'm Uyag Mofwegwe. We begin by telling you President Bola Tinubu has urged Nigerians to have faith in God that the country will experience peace, stability, and prosperity. Speaking to reporters after observing the Eid Kabir prayers at Odan Barracks praying ground, the president stressed the need for unity and cooperation, appealing to citizens to shun ethnic and religious rivalries. Prince Adegoke has details.
The Eid prayer, which started at 9 a.m., was led by the Chief Imam of Lagos State, Sheikh Sulaiman Oluwatoyin Abu Nola. President Tinubu used the occasion to pray for Nigerian troops in the front line in the fight against insurgency, saying it is his earnest desire and that of the nation that they emerge victorious. He expressed hope that Nigeria will experience growth.
May our sacrifices turn to prosperity. We have to make the sacrifices. And that is clear, if we have to. But Allah will not give you a burden that you cannot carry. Will not. It's there for you. Have faith in the country. Have faith in yourself. Believing that you as a citizen of this country, you must join hands. No religious identity, no tribal identity. Live with one another in joy and prosperity. It will come. Nigeria will see peace, stability. And God will grant peace to those of us who are in the war front. Will spare their life. Will give them victory.
Speaking on behalf of Lagos State Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu, Deputy Governor Obafemi Hamzat felicitated Muslims across Nigeria and in the state for the joy of the Eid al-Kabir celebration, urging them to unite behind President Tinubu in his determination to make the country better. The prayer was attended by the Chief of Staff to the President, Honorable Femi Gbajabiamila, the National Security Advisor, Malam Nuhu Ribadu, former Governor of Lagos State and immediate past Minister of Works and Housing, Babatunde Fashola, Speaker of the State House of Assembly, Honorable Mudashiru Obasa, among other notable government officials and top politicians.
In commemoration of this year's Eid al-Adha, the Vice President Kashif Shettima has called on Nigerians to imbibe the virtues of sacrifice and forgiveness while praying for the unity and progress of the country. Vice President Shettima made the call yesterday in a message to mark this year's celebrations. The VP had earlier observed the Eid prayers at the National Eid Ground, Abuja, in company of the Speaker of the House of Representatives, Tajuddin Abbas, and Deputy Senate President Barau Jibrin, among other faithful. The Vice President said the sacred day is an occasion to reflect on the mercy of Allah as revealed through the gracious blessings bestowed upon Prophet Abraham and his son, Prophet Ismail. In the meantime, Vice President Kashif Shettima has assured that prompt attention will be given by Tinubu's administration towards addressing the infrastructure deficits in the country. VP Shettima gave the assurance when he paid Salah homage to the Shehu of Borno, His Royal Highness Abubakar Ibn Gabai El Kanami in Maiduguri. Let's now join Prince Adegoke for more.
According to a report by the National Integrated Infrastructure Master Plan, Nigeria needs an investment of $2.3 trillion over the next 30 years to close its public infrastructure deficit. The vice president stated that all the infrastructure challenges in the country would be addressed, including the Gamboru, Ngala, Dikwa, as well as Damboa roads in Borno State. In his remarks, the governor of Borno State, Babangana Zulum, extolled the virtues of the vice president as a man of the people and a grassroots politician, adding that the visits of the vice president Shettima is of importance to Borno people, noting that it is homecoming for the nation's number 2 man, as it is his first visit after the presidential election. In his welcome address, the Shehu of Borno, Abubakar Ibn Gambai El-Kanami, who spoke in Kanuri, praised the vice president as a worthy son of Borno State, saying the love the vice president enjoyed reflected in the massive support they gave to him.
We wish him all the best. We pray for long life and prosperity. We wish Almighty Allah will guide him together, so that together with his boss, His Excellency Bola Tinubu, will take Nigeria to greater heights.
The Shehu solicited the support of Bola Tinubu administration to address the issue of bad roads and security challenges in the state and the country. He pledged the support of the people of the state to the administration.
Chief of Defense Staff, Major General Christopher Musa, has felicitated troops of the armed forces of Nigeria and their families on the occasion of this year's Eid al-Kabir. In a statement by Brigadier General Tukaro Gisau, Acting Director of Defense Information, the CDS appreciated the selfless sacrifice, commitment, doggedness, and determination of the men and women in uniform towards dislodging existential threats to the unity, security, stability, and peace of the country. The defense chief said the symbolic values and virtues of unflinching faith and total sacrifice, which the Eid al-Kabir festival exemplifies, also hold true for the supreme sacrifices that the nation's courageous and patriotic soldiers continue to make in the face of challenges to the peace, unity, and sovereignty of the nation. Major General Musa assured of his unflinching support to all of the armed forces as they continue to discharge their constitutional duties across the nation. Muslims across the country are participating in various activities to mark this year's Eid al-Kabir celebration. In this special report, our Tessie Otung takes a look at the festivity associated with the commemoration and how residents in Abuja are celebrating it.
Muslims around the world are celebrating the festival of Eid al-Adha, also known as Eid al-Kabir. This annual celebration holds great significance in the Islamic calendar and brings communities together in acts of faith, compassion, and generosity. Eid al-Kabir marks the willingness of Ibrahim to sacrifice his son as an act of obedience to God. Muslims across the country are participating in various religious and relaxing activities to commemorate the significance of the day.
The Adha is one of the festival Muslim celebrates that it has ordained as a prescribed by Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. The story behind it is one of the prophets of Allah, Prophet Ibrahim alayhi salatu wasallam, when he was looking for the child, he was praying to Almighty Allah. He even make a vow that if Allah should give him a child, he's going to slaughter that child. Then when the child reached the age to do work, that is, has reached his age of youth, Allah reminded him of the promise he made. Then when he's about doing the slaughtering, Allah now sent Angel Jibril to him. He has sharpened the knife. He wanted to do it. Allah sent Angel Jibril immediately. Don't allow him to do it. I now replace it with a ram.
On this day, Muslims have gathered in mosques and prayer grounds for special Eid prayers and sermons, seeking divine blessings and guidance. These prayers are followed by the exchange of warm greetings and well wishes among friends, families, and neighbors.
We have observed the Eid prayer, and as usual, our Imam always give us message about love, the importance of love within ourselves. We are on our way for a visitation.
The sermon today is about love. You should love each another. When you slaughter the ram, you should divide 3. One you keep for yourself, one is for your fellow Muslim brothers, then the other one for your Christians.
In the FCT, some Muslim faithful could be seen hanging out in parks with family and basically sharing the joy of the season. Though the turnout in numbers was quite low, which some attributed to the economic situations, they all agreed that the economic notwithstanding, it is a time to thank Allah for being alive.
It's the hard condition that we are inside. Each and every one of us know the kind of condition where we are inside. If you mean now, if you know that for me just to make my children happy, but to be honest with you, life is not more easy again. No matter how condition it is, you should remember that God is aware. Secondly, I'm just calling our Muslim brother and the Christians. We should be always, each and every time we pray, we should always remember the country.
Children were not left out in the celebration, as the Eid sermon encouraged them to show love to friends and neighbors.
They teach us how to share love with your friend, don't be fighting, and take care of yourself and your friends.
Though the economy might not seem favorable to some, but Muslim faithfuls must still celebrate and thank Allah for bringing them this far. I am Tessie Otung, reporting for Global TV.
Chief of the Air Staff, Air Vice Marshal Hassan Abubakar, and the Chief of Army Staff, Major General Taoreed Lagbaja, have urged troops at the various theaters of operations to work in synergy with other security agencies. They appreciated the troops and their families, particularly the dead and the wounded, for their sacrifices toward ensuring peace and security in Nigeria. The service chief spoke at the combined Eid al-Kabir celebration held for the troops in Maiduguri. And a statement by the spokesperson for the Nigerian Air Force, Air Commodore Ayodele Famuyiwa, said Abubakar attributed the recent operational successes to the combined efforts of the Air Force and Land Forces, urging them to do more. Nigeria Immigration Service, NIS, has announced the promotion of at least 7,000 officers nationwide. The acting spokesperson for the NIS, Kenneth Kure, said this in a statement. Kure, who also was elevated to the rank of Assistant Comptroller, revealed that the promoted officers and men included senior officers who sat for the regular examinations and junior staff members who were upgraded due to acquisition of additional qualifications. The Acting Comptroller General of Immigration, Wuraola Adekbaju, also approved the appointment of the immediate past NIS spokesperson, Tony Akuneme, as FCT Command Comptroller. 12 controllers were recently redeployed by different states, including FCT, Kano, Jigawa, Ondo, Ogun, and Mfum Border Control, among others. You're watching News Express here on Global Television, coming to you live on Star Times Channel 276 from Nigeria's capital, Abuja. Remember to follow us across our social media platforms at Global TV NG. When News Express returns, oil marketers have projected fuel price rise above 700 naira. We'll be back with these and more stories for you after this break. Please stay with us. Thank you for staying with us here on News Express. Nigerian Electricity Regulatory Commission, NERC, is awaiting the approval of President Bola Tinubu before a new tariff regime is made public. The review of the multi-year tariff order, MYTO, which happens twice a year, is expected to lead to a rate increase following the devaluation of the naira with the flotation of the national currency. The electricity distribution companies, DISCOs, said the upward review would encourage investment, leading to the supply of additional power to consumers. Manufacturers Association of Nigeria, MAN, said the implementation of the nation's Electricity Act would also be enhanced because of the new tariff. President, Nigeria Consumer Protection Network, Mr. Kunle Olubiyo, said that much value has not been given to consumers despite several past tariff reviews. He said more investment should be channeled into the capacity expansion of critical power and infrastructure and network improvements in order to upscale efficient service delivery, quality of supply, and consumer satisfaction in the post-privatized Nigerian power sector. Oil marketers have projected that the pump price of petrol could rise above 700 naira per litre in northern Nigeria starting from July. Michael Sati, National Comptroller Operations, Independent Petroleum Marketers Association of Nigeria, IPMAN, said prices could rise to about 700 naira in the north once independent marketers start importing products from July. The downstream sector currently awaits fresh petroleum products as the Nigeria Midstream and Downstream Petroleum Regulatory Authority, NMDPRA, continues to license operators willing to get involved in the importation business. The Executive Secretary, Depot and Petroleum Products and Marketers Association of Nigeria, Olufemi Adewale, said the NMDPRA was currently licensing more importers. He said arrangements were on full speed for fresh products from July, adding that prices of products will depend on market fundamentals. The federal government has met with officials of deposit money banks and other related institutions in Abuja to strategize on the production of functional 3-in-1 identity cards for older citizens across the country. Director General, National Senior Citizens Center, Omokao, said the initiative would improve the quality of life of older persons across Nigeria in various ways. Omokao called for public-private partnerships, PPP, in the production of the ID cards, saying the National Senior Citizens Center's vision is a multi-purpose card that would serve as a vehicle for financial inclusion, favorable economic and social enterprise empowerment instruments, and access to age-friendly physical environment outcomes for Nigeria's senior citizens. Let's turn to other stories now. A Court of Appeal has ruled that the UK government's plan to send asylum seekers to Rwanda was unlawful, as the African nation could not be considered a safe third country. 3 judges in London said that unless deficiencies in Rwanda's asylum system were corrected, removal of asylum seekers to Rwanda will be unlawful. They agreed with migrants and campaigners who brought the case that the UK government could not guarantee that the asylum seekers sent to Rwanda would not be deported to the country from which they were fleeing. A majority of judges were not convinced by Rwanda's assurances, saying that although made in good faith that the evidence they presented does not establish that the necessary changes had by then been reliably effected or would have been at the time of the proposed removals. The Rwanda government said that it remained committed to the plan. Authorities on Thursday say 4 people have died in South Africa's KwaZulu-Natal after the southeastern province was hit by heavy rain and a tornado. Powerful winds and rainfall damaged roads and flooded houses and sewer systems, followed by a tornado that struck north of the port city of Durban. The province's disaster management department, in a statement, said so far 4 people have been confirmed dead, with more than 150 homeless. The rainy season in KwaZulu-Natal usually runs from November to March, and rainfall at this time of year is unusual, it said. In April 2022, the province was hit by the worst floods in living memory, suffering the loss of more than 400 lives in Durban and surrounding areas. Violent protests broke out in France in the early hours of Thursday as anger grew over the police killing of a teenager, with security forces arresting 150 people in the chaos that saw clad protesters burning cars and setting off fireworks. Nehal, male 17, was shot in the chest at point-blank range on Tuesday morning in an incident that has reignited debates in France about police tactics, long criticized by rights groups over the treatment of people in low-income suburbs, particularly ethnic minorities. The teenager's mother called for a march on Thursday afternoon in the Paris suburb of Nanterre, where he was killed, in tribute to her son. We now join Fidelis Yagurena with updates from the sporting world. Please stay with us.
Admitted to the vacant Rocher Hospital in Seville and slipping into coma on May 28 after a horse riding incident. 39-year-old Paris Saint-Germain goalkeeper Sergio Rico is conscious and communicating again. A recent statement from his wife, Alba Silva, reveals the Spaniard who suffered a traumatic brain injury, leaving him in coma afterward, as waking up to reality and is able to recognize members of his family. Rico twice won the Europa League with his hometown club Sevilla before making his loan spell with French giants Paris Saint-Germain permanent in 2020, where he has since continued to win silverware. 26-year-old and 5-time world artistic gymnastics champion Simone Biles will make a comeback at the U.S. Classic on August 4th this year. The Rio 2016 Olympic champion, who has not competed since the Tokyo Games in 2020, after being forced to withdraw from the team and individual all-round finals as a result of a mental disorder suffered during a rotation on the vault in the team competition, but was able to bounce back a few days later to eventually win bronze after competing in the balance beam final. He is now ready to make a competitive return in the professional field after 2 years out, according to USA Gymnastics. The forthcoming U.S. Classic in Chicago looks set to be champion-studded as it gears to feature the last two Olympic champions, Biles and her successor in Rio, Sunisa Lee, as well as reigning Olympic floor champion Jade Carey. Fidelix Inyegumena for Global Television News.
On a side note in entertainment, barely weeks after Yoruba Nollywood actor Murphy Afolabi died, another veteran Yoruba actress, Sidikat Odukomi, popularly known as Iyabo Oko, is dead. According to her daughter, who broke the news via her Instagram account, the actress had battled an undisclosed ailment prior to her death on Wednesday. Though details of the cause of her death are yet to be revealed, her daughter, BC Aisha, confirmed it. And that's all we'll leave it here on News Express on Global Television. Thank you everyone for watching. I'm Uyag Mofwegwe. See you again.